Hi guys, Righteous Rhema here, bringing you your dose of truth for the day, and that is this. It will not come until you become. It, whatever it is you've been praying for, asking God for, it will not come until you become. I think this is very important that we know this because sometimes we'll manipulate and we'll connive and we'll hustle and we'll try to get things that who we are, it don't belong to us. It don't belong to who you are. It's something that you want. It's something that you desire, but it doesn't belong to who you are. And so when you pray for something that doesn't belong to who you are, it's one thing to attain or obtain, ATTAIN or OBTAIN. But to attain or obtain, that's one thing. To get it, okay. So I got it. I got what I want. I got it. But can you maintain? Will it remain? Can you retain? Will it sustain? Will it entertain? You have to ask yourself the things that you're praying and believing God and wanting God and running around the church and paying $100 offering for and speaking in tongues for and fasting for 10 days for. Is it going to fit who you are right now? I think what God showed me recently was that more importantly than me obtaining what I want is for me to become the kind of person who should receive it, and that it will naturally come to me. I'm not talking about the law of attraction, but I'm talking about there are certain planes that you can be on, like in the spirit realm, and when you're there, everything on that level is accessible to you. It just comes your way. It's like it's like when you get a high school diploma, certain jobs are obtainable to you because you're on that level. If you get a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree, then a 4-year degree, or even a trade school. If you get a master's or a doctoral degree, it's like certain opportunities, addresses, friends you can meet when you have a certain level, you reach a certain level as a person, as who you are. Instead of you being a high schooler trying to attain a position as a physician at a hospital, if you just get the degree and become someone who graduated with their doctorate, everything on that level will be accessible to you. And I think sometimes we're so stressed out because we're really trying to get this stuff. We're like, Lord, I really, really, really want to date this person. I really, really want to drive this car. I really, really want to wear these clothes and to live at this in this zip code and put my kids in this school. But you're wanting something that it don't fit you. You can't sustain it. You may finally get it, put a picture on Facebook real quick. You seen people get those quick engagements, put it on Facebook real quick. And a few weeks later, you know nothing else about it. Because a person, whether the guy who proposed or the woman who received the ring, neither one of them had become the kind of person that should receive the heavy, not burden, but the heavy. Marriage is a weight. It's a weight you got to carry. It's a very big responsibility, a blessing, but a responsibility. And so I feel like in this season and just for the rest of your life, don't try to get things. Become something. Become someone, and things will come to you. And I mentioned in the video before about being in the pit. Like if you're in a emotional, spiritual pit, whatever, there are certain things you can't even see. If you're in a hole somewhere, and let's say all the things you want are on this level, and you're in a sunken place, as the movie Get Out, in a sunken place, you're not going to even see these things up here. You have to become. So I want you all to kind of focus on becoming. Stop trying to get things. You cannot, keep. I know there's some people who get their taxes. They get these what they call tax cars, and they get the car and then they hide it from the repo man for the rest of the year, and then they lose the car and then they wait till next year. It's like, stop trying to get a car. Well, I want a car. Most people in their 30s and 40s have a car. 20s have a car. I want a car. I know what you want, but you aren't the kind of person who is responsible enough with money. What's more important than winning $1 million lottery? Because they say that money goes, it's not the curse of the lottery. People who win those huge lotteries, 99% of them end up cursed because they never won in the first place. They end up with really bad, horrible lives and die young and become addicts and lose their family and friends because they obtained something that they could not maintenance. They were not responsible with putting the money, in safe accounts and distancing themselves from users and abusers, people who take advantage of them. And starting addictions like alcohol and drugs and gambling and shopping addictions. It's like you got something that you shouldn't have gotten. Now, that same $1 million that the manager at McDonald's might have got, if it fell into the hands of a trust fund kid or child who's already raised a millionaire or a billionaire, it wouldn't destroy them, because that money would not destroy them, because they're the kind of person, they came from that kind of wealth and privilege and stuff like that. So like the money won't destroy them. But some of the things that you want are going to destroy you. I know we all know so many pastors that started churches and ministries and started these certain titles, and they couldn't last. They couldn't sustain it because they weren't the person who would carry the weight of being a pastor of a church. They might have got it from their dad or whatever. They might have got a business inherited from their dad or grandparent, and they couldn't sustain it. They couldn't keep it. You might have gotten married and you got 50% divorce rate. You got divorced 2 years later. You got a child, and then you hear these parents that go crazy and kill their kids. They can't take the stress of it. It's like, I know you want blessings. We all want blessings, but more important than getting blessings that you can attain and obtain is getting a blessing. Like I said, you can sustain, you can keep it alive. Like they get a plant, and the plant is a beautiful, beautiful dozen of roses, and you don't even have the water or the pot to put it in, of the plant food. So the flowers die. You don't have the sunshine. You don't have a sun. You live in the basement, so the flowers die. They don't have sunshine. They don't have photosynthesis. They don't have no water. They don't have the essential things to sustain life. You want to adopt kids, but you don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But you want to adopt children. You want to rescue dogs. You want to be a dog rescuer, but you can't even give it away to put the dog. You live in your grandmother's house with 10 other family members, and you want to. It's like you don't even have what it takes to keep. You don't even have what it takes to keep the thing alive. Maintenance. If you get a car, can you afford the oil changes? Can you afford to put fuel in the car? Can you get the car washed? Can you get the car vacuumed? Can you get the tires replaced? It's like, stop wanting things that you can't even sustain or maintain. Can you get things that you can, same thing, retain? You can try to, like people get this gastric bypass surgery, and then they don't know how to retain the look that they pay thousands of dollars for, they still eat, poorly. Are you able to retain and let remain the blessing that you got? Because the person who had the surgery was still irresponsible with caloric intake. So they got the surgery and they seal the lap band surgery or whatever, or the liposuction or whatever, the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift, the tummy tuck, and they still got back the same size 5 years later because they did not have the skills. So when I say becoming, I'm in a way I'm saying you need to obtain skills so that when you do win the $1 million lottery, you don't just blow it all on stupid stuff and it's gone in 1 year. You know how to put something towards investments and stocks and bonds and all the things. You need to be responsible. But it's not a blessing when you get something that you can't even keep. It's not a blessing. Stop calling, oh, God blessed me with a car, and the car gone in 2 weeks. They make God look bad. It makes a mockery of God that you say bless you with it. Stop wanting things before you become. When you become, it will come. When you become responsible, it will come. God is a good, God rewards good stewards. If He isn't giving it to you yet, it's because you're not a good steward yet. God will not give it to you until you are a good steward. God does not waste His resources. God does not cast pearl before swine. God is not like idle words. God is not like wasting anything that has value. If He sent a word out, it's going to accomplish there to where He sent it. It will not return to Him empty, void, incomplete, unfulfilled. So God does not waste His resources, words, supplies. He's going to fulfill it. It's going to be fulfilled. So He's not going to give you things He knows you're not a good steward of. And you can go behind His back and go steal it and ask the devil for it and connive and beg and sleep around for it, but you're not going to keep it. Your lack of responsibility will make you lose what hustling let you get. Your immaturity will make you lose what begging let you get. But if you get it, like the Bible verse in Proverbs says, haste gained speedily, it won't remain. But you should gain your wealth over time, slowly over time. If you get something real quick, you're going to lose it quick. So easy come, easy go. You've heard that expression. So thank you guys for watching. Please stop begging for stuff before you ask God for the skills to keep it. Don't ask God for nothing else until you say, Lord, give me the skills for this child I want to adopt. Give me the skills for this marriage I want to have. Give me the skills for this manager position I want to have. Give me the skills for this house I want to buy. Give me the skills. Give me the skills for this ministry I want to do for you. Thank you guys for watching. Please share and subscribe to Writeous Rhema. Bye-bye.